Welcome to Elbows of the 80s, episode number 17. That's right. With your hosts, Jay Cotto, Brian Hawkins, Big Van Hawkins, and of course, the man with the bandana, Electro J. And joining us, maybe, OG, the American Dream. And now, Elbows of the 80s. What's up, fellas?
Yo, what's up, Jedi?
What's up?
Chillin', guys. Yeah.
What's up, Mr. Jet?
Yeah.
What's up, Brian? How you doing? It's been a minute.
All good yourself.
All good, brother. Everything's good, man. We got a good show tonight, and we're going to get into the first topic, and it's a potential buy of the WWE, and guess who might buy it? So let's get into the show, no doubt.
Hey, no. Shut up, please. Thank you.
Yeah, man. So seems like we have maybe a potential buyer for the WWE, but before I get into that, just wanna thank you guys for showing up. You know what I mean, and choosing us for your wrestling news and just your wrestling hangout, so we can kick it. And basically, man, you guys have been great. I've been dropping a lot of Macho Man material, going in on some boxers, so go check that out on the new Macho Man playlist. It's called Macho Man Unboxing. So go check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and basically, man, also want to let you guys know, of course, the donations are still being, taken in or whatever. So if you want to, I'll scroll it on a little later. But yeah, G Boogie should be joining us a little later on. If he doesn't, it's all good. He's busy with the family. But what's up, fellas? How was your week, man?
Week normal. I'm working, so I'm doing a bit of work now. So yeah, that's different but good.
Awesome.
I'd rather be working than not. So just part time.
I hear that. I hear that, brother.
Better than nothing, man.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, man. A little extra cash don't hurt,
Oh yeah, that's the main one.
Hell yeah.
End of the week, I don't care, but
Hell yeah.
But yeah, that's the main one.
Oh,
But that's the only thing different with me. So.
Oh yeah. What's up with you, Jed? How was your week, brother?
Can't really complain too much. As you know, I went down to Phoenix. We came back. We had a bunch of stuff we had to take care of up here.
Yeah.
And we are right now. We're gonna certify my dog as an ECA.
Oh.
So
Okay.
yeah, just so I can fuck my apartment complex just a little more. Just a little more. No, I'm dead.
Holy shit. You gotta love the dogs though, man.
Yeah.
You gotta love them, bro. I love mine. Yeah, my tongue is a pain in my ass, but I love them, brother. But yeah, man. So let's get into it. Yeah. Go
on
ahead,
selling WWE, Vince is too maniacal to sell it. That's what's too easy.
Well, let's see, because on this thing called the Mickey blog, right? It says that it's basically Walt Disney News, right? So it's like, is Disney potentially buying WWE? It goes, professional wrestling popularity has widely diminished since its prominence over 20 years ago. This hasn't stopped Vince McMahon from creating a multimedia empire within the industry. With rumors swirling of a sale, could Disney potentially be buying WWE? From the worldwide fame of superstars like Hulk Hogan, the Ultimate Warrior throughout the 80s, to the surpassing superstardom of the name like The Rock, the Stone Cold Steve Austin, wrestling has always had a place among popular culture. the forefront of the industry, had stood one near empire, the WWE. Rumors have begun to surface that perhaps the decades-long reign as founder and CEO of World Wrestling Entertainment has come to an end for mogul Vince McMahon. A sale has been recently rumored by some close to the industry, with a particular focus on Disney potentially buying the company. With recent firings in tow, many point to these changes as seeming to indicate a shift in focus by McMahon and the leadership at WWE. Always imploring an endless expansion, the moves made today saw McMahon cut ties to some prominent names that the company has made formally promoted as future stars. Names like former Universal Champion Braun Strowman and former NXT Champion Aleister Black have all been let go, among a slew others.
That's
CM
bad
Punk,
news.
yeah, oh yeah. CM Punk shared his thoughts on the recent firings in a very cryptic tweet, displaying only an emoji of a waving hand accompanied by a scene from the film Trading Places, showing someone nearly frantically selling shares at the stock market. Could this verify WWE's potential sale? Does this, in fact, justify nearly year-long rumors that Disney could potentially buy the WWE? It depends on the weight you give CM Punk's opinion. CM Punk was a beloved name for WWE fans during the 2010s, a champion who emerged as one of the company's most relied upon superstars. His tumultuous relationship with the company is well documented, but his continued connection to them is undeniable. One must assume that this knowledge of both the business, the company, and McMahon himself speak to the resilience, or should I say, the reliance on his interpretation of the moves. Punk wasn't the only person to comment on the company's recent moves, as WWE veteran voice Dutch Mantel gives his own interpretation on what the moves could possibly mean. Dutch tweeted, I reported last year that WWE was in the process of being sold to Disney. Most people responded, shut the fuck up. But lately, it appears that something is happening and it could be true. Do you think Vince might be selling? At Sky Wrestling, at Rick Uchino, should I say. Within the tweets posted by Mantel, he states, I reported last year about what I just read to you. Mantel has maintained a long-time presence within the company over his 50-year career in professional wrestling, most recently emerging as the manager, Zeb Cutler. Like CM Punk, Mantel's history within the company and first-hand experience with Vince McMahon over a long history both speak to his reliability as a source. Rumors have swirled for over a year that the potential buyer of the entertainment powerhouse would be none other than Disney. With WWE inducting much more of their operations in Orlando, Florida, and their wifey re-owned performance center, it seems like a possibility that Disney could expand into the market that WWE has so dominantly crafted. So basically, it seems like something is being, done behind scenes as to the WWE being sold. What is your take on it, Electro Jet?
Okay. Well, is it being sold? I can see Vince selling the WWE because he's had a long run.
Right.
He's had a very long run. But to Disney, I'm going to tell you right now, if Disney bought out WWE, you might as well just say wrestling is over or WWE is over, because Disney cannot have things going on under its blanket the way that WWE has been run. You can't have all that risque business, all this half naked girls here and there, and some of it is just ridiculous for Disney.
Right.
Disney has this reputation to uphold. You know the fiasco with what's his name, the director of of Guardians of the Galaxy. You had that fiasco and stuff.
Yeah, but they hired him back though. Yeah, but they hired him.
Rehired.
Yeah.
But technically, he's just going to finish off something that he started. He'd already been signed on for that.
Yeah, but it still don't matter if you get caught with fucking 30,000 pedophile tweets and then erase them and then get fired for it and then they bring them back just to fix a product. That still is scumbaggery, brother.
No, it is.
Yeah, it's scumbaggery, right?
I have my issues, and you know I do. We've talked about it. I have my issues with Disney and the way they treat certain people, and then other people just get treated like gold that don't deserve it. So I know what you're talking about. My thing is the point still stands that they have a reputation to uphold, and I personally don't think it's something that's going to happen. And if it does happen, you might be looking at a huge change to the wrestling industry as far as WWE goes.
Well, I see it like this: the reputation of Disney's already been smeared all over. And that's where you want to go to destroy a franchise as we know it, which they destroyed many. The only reputation that they have would basically be social justice warriors and destroying and all these messages and stuff because it's really coming from over there. So just like our brother Wesley says, a merger with Disney would make sense. Why wouldn't Vince destroy everything on his way out? Exactly. So this is a place where if you want to destroy a franchise, you can go to Disney. Welcome, Wesley. How you doing, Brian? How you feeling?
First of all, WWE, especially Raw or SmackDown, didn't know what they were going to do with Aleister Black.
Right.
That guy was fired too freaking good when he was in NXT.
Oh,
he had clear direction. He was one of the top guys down there,
Yeah.
And that guy can wrestle, right? Once he moved up to the roster, and you see this a lot. These NXT guys down in NXT, they have direction, right? They know what they're doing. They put on 5-star match. These guys put on top matches. They come up to Monday Night Raw and they're in squash matches,
right?
And they're in a character, and they never really get out of that character,
right?
The way the top echelon of that program's been run. If you're not Roman Reigns, they're not going to put no shit into you.
Right, exactly. Right. Or Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, but the way they've been treating Roman Reigns, he on fire at the moment, right?
Yeah.
They put him with Paul Heyman, right? And he's actually putting up promos that, are freaking believable, right? I've been watching a little bit of SmackDown recently.
Yeah.
By Roman Reigns on Raw or SmackDown, the rest of the show's treated like a joke.
Yeah.
On SmackDown.
Yeah.
So if Vince McMahon wants to destroy a franchise before selling it to Disney, he's doing one hell of a job. But this has not been a short term fixing. This has been the last number of years that they seem to have no direction for the wrestlers, right? Let's just get to WrestleMania. Let's make a few matches at WrestleMania, and then after that, we'll go back to the way it was.
Right. Just my brother, what's up, Andres? How you doing, brother? Welcome. He says, Vince McMahon has always wanted to be like Disney. His ego is too huge to let his product into their hands. I don't see him selling. That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
You're talking about Vince's ego, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yep. Does Vince really want to hand over the company to Stephanie McMahon, to Shane, to when he dies, to Hunter? Or does he want to say, F you, sell it to Disney, these people get fired? Because I'm like, if they sell it to Disney, what happens to who's going to run WWE?
Yeah, and it's more than likely going to be someone with a bigger ego like fucking not Shane McMahon. It would be this guy, Triple H and Stephanie, and of course Stephanie is already, because she's part of the programming that's going on there. It's already going towards all women division this and women that and all this stuff that never really existed, and it's just sickening. Look. Look what
Yeah.
look what they want to do. Look what Disney wants to do with Indiana Jones. They don't want him with his hat, and it's gonna be something about a girl that's gonna be instead of his son, getting the mantle. It's crazy, you
Yeah,
know. So all of this stuff that's going on with all these messages and shit, it's just fucking retarded, man. But
yeah,
me personally, Andy Moore says Vince probably has some secret stock in AEW anyway. I wouldn't doubt that.
probably does.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that at all. I really,
Probably, yeah.
yeah, I really wouldn't doubt that. Wesley says if Vince wanted a good product, he would have been pumping up local territories over the years to gain talent. Instead, he tries to make talent. That's true. Like, see, this is what I was thinking. If this product of the WWE for the past, we can say now 10 years has been shit.
Yeah,
Okay? And if we want to, we can go further back, maybe 5 more years, so we can make it 15. It's been shit. And wrestling
yeah,
has always been about heel and babyface.
yeah,
Or you've got the in between, which was Stone Cold, which was just like, anti-hero, anti bad guy, So
yeah,
you always had those three roles, right? And it's like they tore all of that down, and with all of this messaging, which actually has polluted the WWE, you got Becky Lynch calling herself the man, right at the time. You had a
yeah,
lot, you had a lot of complaints and a lot of injuries. I mean, there have been more injuries in this wrestling era than injuries that the older legends have basically, have underwent and gone through. So you gotta understand, which I'm more than sure you guys do, but everybody else that doesn't understand this product that Vince McMahon made, and I have to agree with exactly what Wesley said earlier, that a merger with Disney would make sense because Vince seems like he's destroying everything on the way out because he's already in the billions. He's worth $2.5 billion.
yeah. Like, here's the thing, right? If he wanted to put on a quality wrestling product, he could. Because let me tell you something: the talent he has under the WWE banner is there.
Yeah,
The fact is that you know, what's my match going to be tonight, boss? You got a 5 minute match, squash match. It's going to be a roll up. You know, like
yeah, yeah.
like there's no real right. They're not creating any stars,
None.
right? They've really created no freaking like right. Kofi Mania happened organically.
Yep.
You know, you gotta say Becky Lynch, what she did happened organically. They didn't want to push Becky Lynch to that point,
Yeah.
where she was the main event of WrestleMania. They wanted to give that to Ric Flair and what do you call her? Ronda Rousey.
Yeah. Ronda
You know,
Rousey.
but
Yeah.
Becky Lynch at that point was so freaking popular that they had to put her in there.
Yeah.
So, like it's happening. Like when Kofi Kingston got his opportunity, that happened despite of Vince McMahon,
Right. Right.
right? Not because it was his plan, right? It was the fans made that happen. The fans
Right.
made both of those situations happen, right? So, like Vince's idea of what wrestling is, he doesn't know how to control his talent at this moment in time,
Right.
right? So is he better off out of it? Yes, because I hear the grip hold he has on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown.
Mm.
Like he is involved in every single decision that happens on
It kind
the
of
show.
reminds me. It kind of reminds me of my former boss, the district manager of the company I was with. His office was right next door to my store, and this asshole was in my fucking store every day ruining my thing. Oh god damn! Yeah, no, I can't. No, just
Yeah,
fucking no.
Yeah. Fucking
yeah,
micromanaging and shit. Yeah, I
Fuck yeah.
understand. Yeah,
you
like
know,
from what I see, this is where Vince McMahon went wrong. Closing all the other territories, and in the different states like Georgia territory, Texas, all everywhere, wherever the
yeah,
wrestlers were, that it was good at the time when you were the giant, when you were the juggernaut, the only one standing. The problem here is now you couldn't keep up the longevity. This is what hurt you now. Now
yeah,
you got no talent. All the talent is young. They really don't know nothing about wrestling. Most of these moves are all high flying moves. You don't have powerhouse wrestlers anymore. You don't have technical wrestlers anymore. Everything is either high flying or flips or and it's getting you're trying to take away now the element of the hardcore, which was because I see it like this. If I was going to take all the territories, I have to understand that if I'm scooping up that crowd that belong to that territory, everything has to come along with that if I'm packaging it all in one. So the
Yeah.
hardcore got to still stand with breaking tables and shit like that over each other. I mean, all elements, bro. Steel cages, all types of steel cages. The Hell in the Cell, regular steel cage, a fucking elimination chamber. But they want to take all that away. They want to water it down. They want to make it simple. They want to. This is something that backfired, and this is exactly what I said this years ago. I said Vince McMahon should open up territories again, allow them, and there are little territories, but they're microscopic. They're very, very little. I didn't look when New Jack retired. I didn't even know that he fucking retired and then came back on a minor circuit. Why? Because I didn't know that minor circuits still fucking existed. I know there were house shows, but the big difference between a house show, which is you get old school wrestlers with a couple of new school wrestlers, make one event and that's it. No type of league or anything like that. So it's like that's where Vince failed. And then at the same time, not only did he hurt the business really bad, he hurt also the talent.
Yeah.
The talent.
Because
I think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
These guys really haven't gotten an opportunity to hone their craft before they get to the WWE, right?
Right.
Like Vince now, you see within NXT, they're looking to the Japanese territories,
right,
for a lot of their talent, because really the American guys are not there anymore. There's a lot of Australians down there too, so you can see there's a lot of schools, a lot of probably small territories in Australia where they're picking up talent.
Right.
But, right, probably the best wrestler in wrestling today is Adam Cole down in NXT. That guy on his day can have a 5-star match. That guy could have a 5-star match with anyone. Put him in the right situation.
Yeah,
that guy is fucking amazing.
If
you haven't seen him, Jedi, go watch him.
Oh, I will definitely.
Let me ask you a question.
Go watch. Right, these are the matches you watch. Right, Tommaso Ciampa versus versus Johnny Gargano.
Yeah, Tommaso Ciampa is a fucking maniac.
Yeah, Tommaso Ciampa and Gargano. That rivalry was absolutely epic, and Adam Cole Gargano, and I know Johnny Gargano's and both. That guy can fucking wrestle as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You put those guys together, they're gonna have classic matches.
Oh yeah, definitely. What were you gonna say, Electro?
I got my question is to both of you and also to the chatters. Is it possible that if he does make the sale, can't people just reopen the circuit again like it used to be, or is it's going to be controlled? Is it all going to be controlled by whoever buys it? Because I don't know exactly what Vince McMahon did to buy out all these areas and stuff like that. But if WWE, no longer exists, can't it go back to the way it was?
Well, that's the thing. Supposedly Vince bought NWA and WCW and everything else, but the thing is that NWA still is running. They they currently have an NWA champion. Like, it's still running. It's just the old school feel, and that's what's gonna pull all the old generation, mid generation, and new generation back. And people don't understand. See, this is what I say, that Vince lost the formula. The formula was what you made, but now after the Attitude Era, it just became a shitball of what's next to come. You can't do nothing else with wrestling except keep going into those two eras, because that's what everybody wants. It's just like it's just like rules, right? You have rules. You have to follow them. The moment you break a rule, what happens? You lose all fucking balance of yourself because you
Yeah.
broke a rule, and then you got consequences to go through, and then I got a whole bunch of "I told you souls," and then you just can't get your shit right anymore unless you focus. And it's too late for Vince to focus. He's already in the billions, so he's already at the level where you can't talk to him. You can't tell him nothing he's done wrong because if I did something wrong, then why am I a billionaire? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, a lot of people have tried. Jim Cornette has tried to, open little minor circuits here and there, but a lot of people at the same time are still fuck faces. So it's like,
Yeah.
the real wrestling era is fucking gone. You know what I mean? It's very gone. What's up, Irving? Yeah, I did see it. And there was someone, I mean, look, the Dark Side of the Ring, they've been on some bullshit because they've been fabricating a lot of things, and a lot of wrestlers and their family members have been coming out. Wrestlers, as in the friends of whoever they're talking about, have been coming out saying that Dark Side of the Ring's been fabricating a lot of things, and shit that they're saying is not true. So it's like I think the A&E documentaries are more real and have more info. You know what I mean? If you ask me, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Right. No, my big thing is I would love. I mean, how do I say this? I like what Vince did. I loved WWF, but I also loved WCW. You know what I mean?
Right.
I loved
That was
the
competition.
rivalry. The
It was
competition was best. That's what made it great for the wrestling fans. It wasn't so much the Attitude Era; it was the fact that you had these two shows going up against each other, and you never knew who was going to come out on top.
Yep.
yeah, but
And
just
then,
not just not that, right? Look at the commentary teams today. For you go to WWE, you go to Monday Night Raw. I don't know who's on commentary. What's his name?
It's
Byron
boring.
Saxton and what's his forget his fucking name, right? They're shit.
Yeah, it's
You go
boring.
back to the old days, right? You had Jim Ross, you had what's his name?
Mean
Uh
Gene Okerlund
yeah,
and all
yeah.
that. Yeah, man. It's
You
like
had, you had Jim Ross. You had
You
also
had
Jerry
you,
King Lawler.
you had Jim
That,
Ross,
that,
Jerry the King Lawler. You also had Bobby the Brain Heenan, Jesse the
yeah,
Body Ventura. You
yeah,
had Gorilla Monsoon, Lord Alfred Hayes. I mean, you had a lot of Sean Mooney. You had
yeah,
a lot.
don't forget Captain Lou Albano.
Yeah, but wasn't really commentating as much. He was just a manager. But I'm just saying, what's fucked up about it is that these guys, you don't even know them unless they're a wrestler. Like Booker T, when he was behind the mic, that was pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
check this out though, right? It's like now when you take a look at the landscape of wrestling, right? Look at the landscape of wrestling. You have no more managers, and if you do have managers, they were former wrestlers. That shit doesn't work, right?
yeah,
AEW, they're doing it smart, and it's not because of the young talent, because they still book the old talent. See,
yeah,
the thing people got to understand, if you're from this generation and you're telling any of us to shut the fuck up, we don't know what we're talking about, you got to understand. Even Vince McMahon knows booking a Hulk Hogan, booking a Ric Flair, booking a fucking Goldberg, booking a Stone Cold Steve Austin, booking anybody old school, bro, and putting them in the main event. The Rock and Cena twice, The Rock and Hogan. That shit makes money. That shit pop.
oh, yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. That's when they got nothing to do. What are we going to do? We're bringing that. We're bringing an old school wrestler. Um, Vince, even on commentary, Vince micromanages these guys. They're not able to get their personality out. Byron Saxton, every time the New Day comes out, he acts like a fucking fanboy.
Yeah,
Like he wants to stick his dick up all their asses.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. It's
you
like
know what I mean?
it's like it's like they try to keep that formula where it was like Bobby Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon, where it's like Bobby Heenan used to fucking placate to the heels,
yeah,
and then you had Gorilla Monsoon who used to call it down the line, and even when the baby faces did an illegal move, he still would be like, it's not fair, but at the same time I can understand, like, you know what I mean, like This is what
Yeah.
balances it out. You need a yin and the yang. In today's wrestling, you don't even have that. And then everything is celebrate women, celebrate women, celebrate women, celebrate women, women this, women that. It all started with this Becky Lynch shit. I respect what she's done, but a woman calling herself the man,
Yeah.
no. That's and
no.
then they started feminizing the males there. You know what I'm saying? They started doing the stupid shit. You know,
That's
They
crazy,
started-
right?
it's just retarded. This whole bullshit, this SJW shit. You know, we understand and we respect our women, but at the same time, you shouldn't push them. You shouldn't push them to the forefront like that because that's just like trying to shove women's soccer down our throat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mark
yeah,
Adams, what's going on, brother?
what was it, right? Anybody see that video on TikTok about women's football? Woman footballer said, if it's easy to beat women, come play with us, right?
Yeah.
And then it shows a clip. The Australian women's football team got beat by 7-0 by a bunch of 15
Yeah,
year old team.
exactly.
Apparently, they were number 6 in the world rankings or something like that. There,
Exactly.
the
And you got
women.
and it also goes to the it also goes to the times where they try to push China and Sable. See,
Yeah.
that was different because at least they let Sable be a sex symbol the way she was, right? We accepted it. Now, in today's day, that shit wouldn't work. It would not
No.
work because they have too many people offended, which is really not being offended. They just want to tell you what to do, what to wear, that's all it is, just control.
Well, I think to a certain older audience, I think it would work. It's this young fucking generation fucking everything up for the rest of us.
But then at the same time, if they want to go there where it's like, oh yeah, but you got to put the women on top. All right, fine. You have China, which was the world's first woman intercontinental champion, right? And she was fucking men up. She was put up there like Wonder Woman. She was already celebrated. But just like the movies, they got to push more women stuff on it when we already have a Sarah Connor who was a kick-ass already from the fucking 80s to 90s. So stop it. But no, Wonder Woman, who was there before any fucking female already, but they want to turn into a lesbian because she's an Amazon. It's fucking retarded. I mean, I could keep going down the line showing you all these heroines that we've had in movies. Look at Ripley from fucking Aliens.
It's like they don't even acknowledge them.
Right.
Like what the hell? Where is your history at? It's like they're trying to erase these strong ass women that were definitely strong. Men looked up to them.
Strong ass women, not
only were they strong, a big part of it was the storyline was palatable.
Right.
Now you got shit that they're trying to shove down our throats that is garbage.
Yep.
Look, I wasn't a big fan of Captain Marvel when it came out, right?
Oh, me either.
But it's one of those movies that you have to watch a few times to understand and everything like that to be able to get used to it. But you have to get used to it. But at first, it's like, it felt like they were shoveling me. They're shoveling me some agenda.
Yeah. Right.
Now, you got to stop with the agendas. Write a good story, which is what the WWE needs. Write some good fucking storylines. Right? And let the wrestlers have some control.
Yeah.
For God's sake, don't if you got a wrestler that can't do this one thing, see if there's something else he can do.
Right.
That might fit him. They don't do that. If it doesn't work for you, so you're out or you gotta go. This is stupid.
Yeah, I'll go a different route.
Like, do you know how many times I've heard we got a great storyline coming up and Vince scraps it and goes back to normality?
Yeah.
A wrestler goes to Vince. He goes, I think we got a great storyline here. I think we could pull this off. Right? And Vince looks at it, he's all agreed with it. 10 minutes before the fucking show starts, you're just gonna have this match with this guy, and everything just squashes down,
Yeah.
Vince is corporate, all right? Vince is a corporate thinker, and he's looking at the numbers. He's not looking at the person, and that's where I think
if he's looking at the numbers, he would see that WWE is in the right? Especially on Raw. Raw's declining every week.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it is. It is.
And it has been declining now for the last 8 or 9 years. If he was looking at the numbers, right, he would have done something a long time ago to fix it. The
Yeah.
thing is, the
There's
man's stuck
something
in
we
the
had.
he doesn't know what to do to fix it.
Right.
There's something that I had to deal with. It was called the weekly and the monthly ors,
Mm.
right? And it's numbers that you look that were versus the same numbers from the previous year for the same exact date, right?
Yeah.
So we called them ors, and we had to look them over. Now, one thing I did is, and you got to understand where I'm taking this. All right, you have to do something drastic to make the change better, even if it costs you somewhere else. When I took over a store, it was $1 million in the hole. What did I do? I did things then that I couldn't get away with today, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm serious.
The Macho Man knows what you did. Yeah.
I did stuff.
You prostituted all of your co-workers. Yeah, you put them
Yeah,
in the
basically that's what I did, man.
corner.
I put the pretty girls up front so that when you come in, you saw a pretty girl. If I did that today,
Oh God.
you know what kind of trouble I would. And listen, this sounds, mind you, I'm Puerto Rican and Dominican. All right, okay. Take that into consideration. But I lived in a basically all-white neighborhood. Not I lived, but my store was in an all-white neighborhood. You know, I wanted these customers back. I wanted them coming back, and I wanted them to get used to our product. So I'm not gonna say what I did, but you know what I did.
Yeah.
I put the right people as what I thought at the time.
Right.
The right people out there so I did all this stuff, and then on top of that, I gave my employees a living, an honest wage.
Nice.
I never cared about, never, nor do I now care about labor numbers.
But you were open to ideas in order for the ship to keep rolling, right?
Exactly, and I kept moving things.
There we go.
You know, I found where money was missing. I started. So we went from $1 million in a hole to $1.2 million in the black in 1 year.
Right.
You know. Yeah. Now the reason why I bring up this story, right, is because this is shit Vince needs to do. All right. Look at what happened this time last year. What was working, what wasn't working, and you got to throw something out. You got to throw something out to make a change.
Right.
All right. So like I did, I threw out the numbers, and I did some shit that today I wouldn't be able to get away with. He's gonna have to think the same way. You gotta bring these people back, and the way to bring them back is you gotta change it up, and you gotta give these consumers what they want. They want more excitement. They want the talent out there. They need good stories. If you're not getting good stories, change the fucking story writers.
Right.
Stop having these same old decrepit ass, non-existent, non-talent having motherfuckers. Get rid of them and bring in some new blood.
And it's like I don't even blame the talent, right? I blame the writers. Like,
no, that's what I'm talking about.
It's office. It's the guys in suits that think that they know what we want, and this is with almost every fucking corporation that's happening now. The problem here is that this is a federation. This is something that's supposed to be open to fan ideas, and I mean, before the WWE used to take ideas from fans and stuff, you know, our ideas, and like the next following week, we felt it in our, but we would call it. We'd be like, "Oh, this guy's coming back," and what happened? That superstar was coming down the fucking ring because we rumored it, we started it, we told them what we wanted. Now you say that shit, bro. WWE is dead, and if it sells to Disney, that's when you already know it's already fucking done. This is why I don't even watch the WWE anymore. But moving on to the next segment, right? I wanted to talk. Yeah, go ahead.
I sent you a very quick video. It's about 3 minutes. It's on the private chat.
Yeah.
It's a recent thing with Adam Cole and Karrion Kross on NXT.
Yeah.
You know, it's not wrestling. It's a promo.
Right.
Promos are dead.
Yeah.
Promos.
Yeah, no, that's
Promo
it. The promos are dead, and who's in charge of the promos? Who's in charge of the
talent.
story?
Talent.
The talent, the writing talent is missing. They're relying on people that were there 40 years ago.
Well, here's the thing, right? And I'm going to tell you this now, right? So many. I've heard, right, and I do keep an eye on this. I've heard so many wrestlers come out and say, "I wanted to say this during a promo. I wanted to say that during a promo." Who has the final word? Vince McMahon.
Yep.
And this again is micromanagement, right?
Yeah.
Right. This right. Saying this would have made the promo better. Saying this would have made the promo 100% legit. Vince micromanages everything.
Everything.
Every aspect of a show, Vince micromanages, right? Right. He has writers coming up to him saying, "This is God's honest truth." He has writers coming up to him saying, we should get your guy to say this. We should get your guy to say that."
Right.
And Vince writes his own. Vince writes their fucking promos for them. He gets me a pen and piece of paper, and he changes basically verbatim what they're going to say. Right.
Right.
You listen to these guys promo week in, week out. They're the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
Nothing ever changes.
And let me tell you something. The king of promos, bro. The king of promos. Ooh, yeah. The Macho Man Randy Savage. Yeah. Let me give you a little story of the way I used to do promos. A lot of you guys seen it. Yeah. I used to come out with my glasses. Yeah. Come out with the bandanas. Yeah. And also Elizabeth. Yeah. And if you took one mean look at her, Bean Jean, you already know you was cruising for a bruising. Dig it. Yeah. Come on, bro. The Macho Man Randy Savage, bro. The best promo ever. He gave the best promos. And I tell you right now, I missed the promos. The promos is what made the wrestlers. It's what made them. Sorry, it's what made them stand out from each other.
Oh yeah.
This is where you knew you were gonna have a good match by them matching wits, matching words, and like The Rock and Stone Cold, and you know what I mean. And then and catchphrases. No more catchphrases. What happened to the catchphrases?
Exactly. Like let's use Randy for example. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Randy Macho Man Savage had so much talent that he knew what he did. He like the way he spoke. Okay, that came from someone that he saw. I was watching this the other day. That came from someone that he was watching. And he liked the way the guy said, "Oh yeah."
Yep.
So Randy decided to use that. That was going to be his thing.
Yep.
And he used it. And then this is how Randy got into it. Fucking Vince had nothing to do with this.
Nope.
The wrestler, when it came to his attire, to his outfits, he went and hired a special fucking designer.
Yep. From his hat to his sunglasses.
Yes.
Down to
from his head down to his toe.
Yep.
He had a designer.
Yep.
And that's what he would do. And then he finally switched it up when he went over to WCW. You know, he switched it up some, but the man had control. He had good knowledge of what would stir the people up.
Yeah.
Vince McMahon needs to pull back. Oh, there's nothing wrong with being in control, but you need to pull back and let these people try some of their ideas, because you're never going to get another Randy Macho Man Savage as long as you got people like Vince micromanaging.
Yeah. Yeah. The only wrestler, right, that apparently has control now is Roman Reigns. And you know who writes his promos? Paul freaking Heyman.
Look at that. Yeah, Paul Heyman is nice, you know, with the wrestling linguistics. He's real nice. Yeah.
Paul Heyman writes his promos with Roman's what do you call it? With Roman's approval.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not like this is what you're saying. Roman has to approve what Paul Heyman writes from.
Right.
But yet still, you know, and he's coming off like a freaking beast on SmackDown. And he's the only guy out of that promo segment that Vince does not control.
You want to know if it was me calling the shots? You know who I would hire as writers for the WWE?
Go.
Comic book writers.
Yeah.
Because what are
Exactly.
they doing? They're talking about superheroes.
Yeah.
They're trying to make a new superhero brand.
Yeah. I mean,
I would hire comic book writers
Yeah.
or those writers that are out there in Hollywood that are starving, that are trying to get their shit read and trying to be seen. You hire these people, they're hungry.
Yeah.
Right.
They're
At
hungry.
the
They're
moment,
gonna give you some stuff.
at the moment, right? And you won't believe this. At the moment, on Monday Night Raw ongoing, Vince has 80 plus writers, and none of their opinion matters because he has final say on everything.
Exactly.
But again, on top of that, though, but he's got writers that have been with the company too long.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he's let them go. He's let the old school writers go, bro.
Yeah.
Look at Jim Cornette. He was one of the writers and organizers and shit, you know, with the talent scouts, and there was time that he had to leave because he couldn't take it no more. He's seen it falling apart, and he even tried to
Yeah.
talk to Vince. But like I said earlier, if Vince made $2.5 million, he's already on that level where you can't tell him shit where he went wrong because he'll tell you straight off the back. Well, if I'm so wrong, then exactly tell me how am I a 2.5 billionaire? Exactly. Get out of my office. You're fired.
Let me address
You're
Irvin.
fired.
Irvin. Now I get what you're saying. Nowadays, the modern comic book writers are are leftists. Not all of them are leftists, but
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. Everybody has this agenda, but this is how it works, though. You use that to your advantage. Okay, you let them throw some stories in there that are far left, but then at the same time, there are also far right writers.
Well,
Get some of them people in there.
I
Let
would,
them-
if you left it up to me, I would tell them, look, you coming here for wrestling. I don't want no fucking agendas, no politics, no nothing. This is all going to wrestling. That's all it's
Bring
gonna
back the
be.
Irish.
Yeah, no, but you hear what I'm listen, Jedi. This is what I'm talking about, though.
Yeah.
Let these story writers go. Let these comic book writers, right, go at it. The ones that are on the left and the ones that are on the right. Let them get their shit out on the paper. Let them write their shit out. And guess who's going to benefit from it? The fucking fans, because you're going to have left and right going at it.
Yeah, but that's the problem. Yeah,
Can
but
I
that's
make
the
a-
but that's the problem though. You don't want to have any type of responsibility
Can I-
from hold on for 1 second for a cause where you want to have because we're already going through left versus right. So what you want to do is tell these motherfuckers to avoid all of that. I don't want no politics. I don't care how you feel. This is what we're going to do. We're all going to sit down, brainstorm, write down what we want, come up with a nice storyline that has nothing to do with pushing any agenda. That's how you handle a business. No politics, no religion, no nothing. It's all about money, ideas generating money. Whatever you do with your money and ideas after work, that's on everybody. That's just how you keep a business, bro.
All right, now let me give
There's
you
no
an
good
example.
deals either. That's
Yeah.
That's right. What about working with a talent? Get a writer for a Pacific talent
Right.
and working with that talent so they get to know each other and they get to spin off ideas off each other and write the best, just not the best promos, but write the best storylines for that talent.
Yeah.
Individual talent, right? Right. This should already be done. The fact is that, right? Look at Hell in the Cell last weekend, right? If you watched Hell in the Cell last weekend, it wasn't Hell in the Cell.
No.
Nobody fell off no freaking cage. They
Yeah.
didn't even go outside of the cell, right?
They're being very careful and shit.
Yeah, they're being ultra careful, right? All the violence is happening in the cell where they can control it. Once they go out that cell and on top of that cell, they can't control it.
Right.
It's bumps that these guys take every freaking week.
Mark Adams, I'm gonna hit on that point in just a second as soon as Brian is done because I want to touch upon a point.
Yeah. The fact is that wrestling hasn't been wrestling for a long, long time, right? What Mick Foley put his body through for our entertainment has gone. And I understand that a man's health long term, long after he's wrestled, is important. But I just want to see the violence.
Yeah,
Show me
no,
the
I mean,
violence.
hey,
You know
look,
what I mean?
look,
Like, you know,
all of these full contact sports, bro, from boxing to MMA to sports entertainment, because that's what it is, sports entertainment. This shit goes back to the gladiator days, bro. Even when there was a first crowd drawn to a fight, and when we fucking as human beings, as despicable as we are, kill him, yes, kill him.
yeah, you know,
It's
like,
to the point that, but we do understand, though. We do understand that there is a certain sacrifice that you have to make in every full contact sport, which is what? Your body. You're
yeah,
going to go through bodily harm, bro. And the
yeah,
way these guys today in every fucking sport, boxing, fucking wrestling, except for MMA. MMA is going full force. That's the only one. Like, these guys are fucking, and you hardly get to see a snap limb because they've been cooling down too. But I remember that a couple, like 2 years back. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've been cooling it down. But this is why it's all about the times and the way the times are going. They're taking a lot of things that are supposed to be there. You cannot stop violence, bro. The
yeah,
moment you try to stop violence, it's gonna be more
yeah.
ultra violence.
Like
Right.
WWE has been on
Let,
PG a long time, long before the last couple of years. So
Yeah.
that's,
let me get my
you know,
point in before I
go
forget
ahead.
it.
Go ahead.
All right.
Sorry.
Here's the thing. All right, because Jay, you you feel a certain way about it. Here's why. Remember when Iron Sheik was the top dog, and like Mark Adams said, Sergeant Slaughter. But think about what was going on at that time. All right.
Right. Right.
So what did they do? They fed on that. All right. I mean, you know how ridiculous that is. It was dangerous to make Iron Sheik. It was literally dangerous to make Iron Sheik that much of a heel. You know, when we were going through the hostage crisis with Iran, and then you got Sergeant. You're pitting USA against Iran. This was a ridiculous thing to do because you got people out there that take that shit serious on the streets. But he pushed it. This is why I'm saying let these left and right agenda fool writing motherfuckers
But it
write
wouldn't
these,
work. It wouldn't work.
write
It
these
wouldn't.
stories. Let these guys go at it because that's what's going on in real life right now.
Yeah, but
Here,
you see,
do you
but
want to know
hold
here?
on.
Do you want to?
Yeah,
I want to, right. If you push this left and right agenda thing, do you know what the main story would be today? Black versus white. And
racism. Exactly.
I hate saying that, right?
This
But
is
that would be, if you let that happen today, that would be the main story, and that's not what wrestling needs.
exactly. It's like look, especially with all the killings and all
Yeah,
all leftist states and shit. Like the other day, man, they pulled this young guy and this girl, and they were just like married and shit, and they left behind a young
Oh,
son.
dude, did you hear my story on that
Puerto
one?
Rican Day parade.
Oh, that broke my heart. That
I
fucking.
mean, it's to a point that this is why politics and this leftist and right shit should not be in any sport. This is why I say
yeah,
if you're going into sports, if you're going to any entertainment, go in neutral, bro, because these are things that help us escape, bro. We don't
yeah,
need reminders. Now, the reason why the Iron Sheik and Hulk Hogan work was because that's what was going on at the times, and at the
Right.
same time, yeah, but at the same time, people in America weren't killing themselves with with that agenda. Same thing with Sergeant Slaughter versus with the Iron Sheik versus Hulk Hogan at the time with the Gulf War and shit like that.
yeah,
You got to understand, man. It went with those times that weren't that dangerous because people weren't gonna act upon it. You do that shit now, you're putting a wrestler's life into jeopardy by getting stabbed by one of these motherfuckers or getting shot. Think about it. I mean, it wouldn't work. This is why today's politics, no, it's gone to a point that
no,
Americans are killing each other because they're fucking being confused. So if
yeah,
we
This
let
is this is why you show them how ridiculous this is because you got the storylines right have to coincide. They have to merge at one time. So this way you could get a message out there because because I'm looking at it like this. All right, you got your left and you got the right. Yeah, it's going to end up black versus white or this versus that, and it could get bad. But then you get the storylines to merge where you send out a message like, see, this is what happens.
see, but that's the problem. When it gets bad, there's no, and especially in this era,
there's no hiding.
No, there's no fixing that. Right away,
No,
you've got
that's
to
true.
apologize. Right away, you've got to apologize because you've offended. It wouldn't work, bro. It would not work. The way to
Shit.
go, the way to go into things now to make it fresh and clean is to ignore all of that. Do not involve. Look, that's just like me making a car commercial. All of a sudden, I put a leftist fucking agenda commercial in it. What the fuck does that have to do with a car? Oh, this is the woman's car. What the fuck does that? First of all, a car is unisex. If a man or a woman wants to drive a fucking car, they will make their minds up. I wouldn't have to push that. This is exactly what's going on here. Trust me, bro. It would be terrible, bro. You know how many fucking wrestlers would be fucking stabbed or shot afterwards, bro? Because, oh, you're a black guy. Oh, you're a white guy. Oh, it's ridiculous, bro. It's stupid, bro. We couldn't show these people. We could
And I
not
hate
show these people at all. The way things are going today, bro, things are so clear in their face that they're being lied to and they just don't want to see it. We can't, bro. It's to a point that the only way to erase all of that is just to ignore it. Don't even bring
yeah,
it to your doorstep, bro. Know that it exists, but do not bring it into a world where you're supposed to escape.
yeah,
There was always a time for politics in certain sports. Like, look, you had Jerry Cooney versus what was it? Larry Holmes, was it? Remember that it was the most racial fucking fight
yeah,
in the early '80s and shit between these two, and that shit right after it happened racism got even more higher in boxing. So it's
yeah.
like it didn't help it out at all, and they regret doing that shit. They both regret doing that shit because of the mark that they left on there. So to do this to wrestling, knowing that they already are racist in wrestling, like you know what I'm saying. We got the Ole Andersons, we got the Ric Flairs calling Teddy Long a fucking an N word and shit. Like in this day and age, we couldn't do it. Maybe it would work, Jed. I wouldn't disagree with you on this. Maybe it would have worked in the '90s or in the '80s because we didn't have to apologize for offending anyone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Like
saying?
people
Now
on
it's to a point that they'll make you bow down, or they'll shut you down, or you know what I'm saying? They'll want that wrestler fired or that manager fired, and oh no, she's a Karen. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Especially if they make a manager named Karen, you know what I'm saying? And then they start using white privilege in wrestling. Oh my God, how terrible would that be? That,
yeah,
that
like
you couldn't have. I'm sorry, Brian. You couldn't have characters like the $1 Million Man. Why? Because they'll say, "Oh, he has white privilege."
yeah, like I would like
If you put it so blatantly in their face, they'll see the ridiculousness. This is how I'm looking at it. If you just you
well,
and I and Brian, we think with the critical side. We think critically. We know, but here's the thing. I know what you're saying. There's a lot of people out there that would lose their shit and just like go all right into it. But another part of me thinks that if you do this right, you'll be able to show these people exactly how ridiculous it is, and that's what's going to be the entertaining part of the storyline this way. Because if you go far left or far right, you got damn, I said far white. That's fucked up.
Apologize. Apologize.
I
we need an
apologize.
apology. We need an apology right now.
But if you take it to
Like,
the extreme level, right? To the ridiculously extreme level, this can open some eyes. But maybe the philosophical side of me and the side of me that thinks has more faith in humanity is coming through. Maybe I shouldn't have that much faith, but I'm thinking people might open their fucking eyes and actually be entertained and see how ridiculous it is to have these type of views.
Right.
some people
That's
will,
just me.
some people will be offended, and that's today's market, right?
Yeah.
Me, I'm hard to offend.
All right, Jeff, we'll see you later, man.
No doubt.
Yeah,
Jeff.
see you later, Jeff, man.
What's up, Joe?
Right, me personally, hard to offend, right?
Yeah.
As a white Irish guy, and I'm going to say this, as a white Irish guy, it takes a lot to offend me on race or whatever, right? I don't really pay it no mind, but I do understand today's landscape. I do understand today's, bullshit. I'm going to call it what it is, bullshit, right?
Yeah, it's powerful.
They only use race as a political agenda, and that political agenda turns the violence on the streets.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does, bro.
And the more they push it, right? The more they push it, the more divide you can see in people because people start thinking about it. And when
Right.
did you do this? Every fucking 4 years when there's an election.
Right. Exactly. What's up, Bruce?
That's when it's heightened. That's when it's at its heightened. But this time, and I'm keeping an eye on it. And this time, it doesn't seem to be slowing down.
Right.
Right? They're going with it. They're going with it. They're going with it, and they're going with it, and it's not slowing down.
Yeah, it's not.
Right? This is not the time. This is not the time to be pushing a black and white thing on or white privilege on a wrestling show or black versus white on wrestling show.
Exactly. On any sport. On any
Or
sport.
yeah, like this is not the time for that, right? What we need is good storylines, good wrestlers, and just let them go.
Yeah.
Don't micromanage them. Just let them go. Put good
Yeah.
storylines behind everything.
Yep.
Constant storylines, something continuous, something that leads to something else.
Yeah.
Naturally into something else.
That's right. That's right.
That's how wrestling was run in the 80s. That's how wrestling was run in the 90s. But, since they went to PG.
It's on some bullshit. They have to let wrestling go. They have to let it go. But let's move on to the next discussion, which has been a rumor mill going around, guys. And, they've been talking about the return of Stone Cold Steve Austin, right?
Yeah.
And I see it like this. It would be nice to see him, come back for a championship run, right? But at the same time, it wouldn't be simply because of this era. Who would he work with besides Roman Reigns? Nobody else. They got rid of Braun Strowman. So like the talent really sucks. And for a Stone Cold, which is a gold star, like a fucking general, to go up in there with no talent and for him to, it wouldn't work for him. It would ruin his fucking legacy. That's one. And two, he has too many injuries. He has a fusion operation on his neck. Both of his knees, have been blown out. He's got knee repairs. Not only that, he's not in the best of shape, and I mean, he's addressed it that he wasn't coming back. He said that he admires what Goldberg did, because Goldberg is like the oldest one. He came back like about 853 and won the universe and was still in there for a while. And but for Stone Cold, he said it wouldn't work for him because of the injuries. He said the injuries first off. It's like a fused neck that. Fuck that up, and you ain't moving no more. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're
and yet again,
you have a chance of losing your life on that one.
Yeah, and yet again, right? They've run out of villains in SmackDown for Roman Reigns. They've run out of not villains because right now he is the villain. They've run out of good guys,
right,
on SmackDown because these guys ain't written up properly.
Crazy.
It's it's crazy, right? What are we doing now after this? What are we going to do after this, right? There's no long-term planning in WWE. There's no, can we build this guy up? Can we build this guy up to be the main contender at WrestleMania next year? If not, they're going to pull in, like they pulled in Edge,
right,
for Roman Reigns last year,
right.
Are they who are they going to pull up next year? Who's going to win the Royal Rumble next year to challenge Roman Reigns for the WWE title?
It's crazy. It's crazy. No,
because they're not creating stars, and any stars Triple H creates down in NXT, they come up. Vince knows nothing about them.
Yeah,
Vince doesn't know that these guys can actually freaking wrestle.
Yeah,
right. And he treats them like jobbers for the first 6-7 months while they're up there.
Right.
And then they lose traction to the main audience.
It's crazy.
It's crazy, right?
It is.
And let me tell you something, right? People may think about Triple H and all that bullshit. People may have think about Triple H. What he done with NXT, right? The likes of William Regal, Shawn Michaels, and all doing the frickin' writing and all for that show, right? That's been the one shining light in WWE over the last 6-7 years. And trust me, I love NXT. It's the only one I watch regularly.
Yeah, NXT is pretty good. It's pretty good, but he wants to move it away from the limelight, Triple H, even though that's his baby. But still, he's stupid because that's where NXT. That's where they have the good storylines. They have the good wrestling talent, the good action. I don't see why they're not pushing that, but I can tell. I can tell why, because they've also joined the agenda list where they don't want to give the fan what they want. They want to push what they want. So
Yeah.
we're basically experiments, a big social media experiment with this bullshit, and I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
So
Like, I
if
want to see.
Stone Cold, me personally, I wouldn't like to see Stone Cold come back.
No.
Not at all. How about you guys going down the table?
I would like to see him, but I don't want him to put himself in harm's way. He's given me a lot of good memories, and I have a lot of I have a lot of joyful memories, and I don't want to ruin those.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't want to see him because they can't create stars for Roman Reigns.
Mm.
They're not, just for that there, I want to see them create new stars. I want to see them create a generation of talent where I can go, you know what? These guys, when it came down to putting in the work, these guys fucking did it.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Right? I want to see, like, I want to talk about the stars like we talk about the Hulk Hogans and the Ric Flairs and the Austins and,
Yeah.
the Macho Man Randy Savages and what do you call the Scottish boy? Roddy Piper and all that.
And the fucking and the Tito Santanas, and the Bulldogs and the Davy Boys, but this is what I'm saying, man. Everybody who was everybody, bro, they just did the best they could with it because they let them be themselves. And when you stop doing that, man, it's like it's no good. It's like you're killing everything, their dream, the position of the company. It's just all one big clusterfuck, man. But
and the reason they won't Paul Austin up is because they ain't creating stars. We have to look at that and go, why? Why are they not creating stars? Is it because Vince McMahon has lost touch with the modern day people?
Yeah.
Or is it because he's trying to placate to the modern day people? I think he's trying to placate to them.
Probably.
And by doing that there, he's not being Vince McMahon of old. He's not letting these guys be who they should be to become stars.
Right.
Because he's placating to a certain group of people who, if you say anything, what was it? Remember when Roman Reigns got cancer?
Yeah.
And Dean Ambrose did a thing, and basically he said something about Roman Reigns and his cancer and how it sucked.
Yeah.
Apparently, they had like over 300,000 complaints on that. On that Dean Ambrose comment that he made about Roman Reigns and his and the fact he had cancer and all that bullshit.
Right.
So and apparently what he said wasn't very nice, and I forget what the comment was, but he had 300,000 complaints on that. So what did they do? They published an apology. Even Dean Ambrose had to go on his Twitter feed and put up an apology on his Twitter feed, and this guy was meant to be a fucking heel at the time.
Right.
You see, this is where you can't, this is where they can't cross a line now because all these fucking complaints. But Vince McMahon is trying to placate to certain people who really don't give a shit about wrestling. I give a shit about wrestling. I want to watch wrestling. I want to watch violence. I want to watch great promos. I want to be interested. I want to be interested in matches coming up. I want to be interested. Oh, that's going to be a great match. Great promos, great segments, right? Great action in the ring. That's what I want to see. Do I see that now? No, I see a bunch of placating to a bunch of people who are soft as fucking hell, and
it's crazy, man. It's crazy, and to see Stone Cold go up against today's talent, personally, it'll just be a run through. I don't even think he'll sell, but I don't think he'll be pinned by anyone. I don't think he'll allow it because not even by Roman Reigns because he still has shit to prove. So for Stone Cold to actually have a good match with somebody right now, unless it was a Brock Lesnar or something like that, it's not gonna work. That's just that's just how I feel. That's how Brian feels. How you feel, Jed?
No, I can't disagree with that. I can't.
Hmm.
I don't have a leg on to stand on if I try disagreeing with that.
Right,
And it's
right,
not because of you guys, it's just because it's the fucking truth.
right. Yeah,
You know?
yeah,
But I have to be you know me, I gotta be ever the optimist. You
right,
know?
right.
So I'm always looking for an angle to try to get things to go better, but I'm not in a position to make any change.
Yeah,
That's how come you got to say what. That's how come it's important to be able to communicate and say what's on your mind, and maybe somebody will hear.
yeah,
Which is why we do what we do now.
right, exactly. And
Yeah.
just want to bring you guys now to our final segment in which you're going to enjoy. This I chose specifically for you guys because I wanted you guys to have a laugh. This segment is basically on shoot interviews that have gone wrong with shoot interviews that have gone wrong with wrestlers, okay? And this shit is fucking hilarious and I want you guys to sit back, relax and enjoy this and the fellas will be saying stuff in between whatever we're saying.
Oh wait, let me do this the right way.
Can't hear it, Jedi.
No, you can't hear it?
No.
Can't hear it? Hold on for 1 second. Hold on for 1 second. Sorry guys, technical difficulties. Technical difficulties.
This is not the way.
I know, right? This is not the way.
We got Gladiator in the house.
This is not the way. All right, guys. Here we go. Can you hear it now? Can you hear it now?
No, not yet.
No.
You can't hear it?
Not yet.
Maybe they can hear it in the frickin'
The fuck?
Not yet.
maybe they can hear. My volume's up full too.
You couldn't hear that?
No.
Oh boy. This live has been brought to you by EBT. Shit, man. What the fuck? You can't hear it? Holy shit. Okay. Let me try this one more time. Let me try this one more time. Can you hear it? Can you hear it now?
Nope.
Hold on. You can't hear it?
Put the volume up in the YouTube video.
How about now?
It's
Nope.
very, very, very low. I don't know.
Oh man.
Yeah. Ah, jeez.
Oh, this is not good. Bruce can't hear it. Nobody can hear it. Well, StreamYards, you're fucking disgusting. Just want to let you know you're fucking gross. You're supposed to be more superior than fucking Google Hangouts, and you have been nothing but professional. You fucking pieces of shits. You're forcing me now to go into the audio. You sons of bitches. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. I have no idea. I'm gonna try this one more time. This son of a bitch. Okay, here we go.
I believe you were.
Well, he didn't fall downstairs. Who pushed somebody down the stairs?
Well, John allegedly.
Wow, yeah.
It seemed like something John would do.
Well, John allegedly did the wrong things to him.
Oh, you're getting there.
Oh, you know, I told you I didn't get.
Can you hear it now?
It's real low, but we're starting to hear it better.
Yeah.
All right. How about you guys in the chat? Can you hear it now?
Yeah, it's very low.
It's very low. Okay, Dre says it's okay. Dre says it's okay. Mark says. Bruce says it's cool. All right, I'll give it a wind up.
Check the private chat.
Quickly splitting you up, Gold Fast. Sean, was that coming? Was that because
You guys can hear that one loud and clear, right?
It's real low.
Yeah, I got it on max.
you had the idea of you and Brian? You know what they did?
Here's what happened. I actually did an indie show for AFA, and I had never met Luna before this indie show for AFA that I did, and Luna was on this indie show, and I came home and I said, you know what, this would be the greatest thing if we used Luna, because she's just this incredible. Are you kidding me? This entire time I've looked like crap.
No, you haven't.
Break, remember?
I'm telling you, you haven't. You have not.
For the record, and he's not going to edit this. If he does, I'll kill him.
No, I'm not going to.
For the record, I've looked like an old piece of curmudgeon crap, and he just realized, holy crap, she looks like shit. And he plugged in this makes her look better, like, holy goodness. I'm tagging on another $1,000. I'm sorry. Anyway, so, holy goodness.
You ought to clean your fucking bullshit up over there. The funny farm or whatever the wrestlers call it now.
Well, we're on the subject of controversial things. This is something that I was going to ask about when you were arrested for what happened at the McDonald's.
I don't fuck you. I don't want to talk about that shit. You want me to choke you out an hour later, you cocksucker? I don't talk about that bullshit. We have plenty to talk about.
Yeah, they're saying it's coming in low, and I barely hear it.
Yeah, that's out the window.
Yeah, it sucks.
That's out the window. I'm gonna let you guys know right now. Yeah, we're getting rid of that shit. Now I'm gonna try.
Let me try something. Right? Tell me if it works. Okay. I'm gonna share mine and see if the audio works real quick, and if they can hear it, let me know. We're gonna go with this one, and I'm gonna let it play. Ask them if they can hear it.
No, I can barely hear it.
Really, you can? Yeah. Wow, yeah. We're both having the same problem.
Yeah, I can barely hear it there.
You can't text and talk. I'm not texting.
Yeah, I can barely hear it there. Let me just do this.
How political was WCW at this time?
I was trying. I thought I'd give it a try for you.
It's okay. Don't worry about it, brother. All right, let me get that out of there. No. All right.
StreamYard.
Okay. Yeah, StreamYard.
You bad motherfucker. Yeah, stupid motherfucker, yo. Can't play the videos out loud.
All right. Can you hear this? Could you hear that?
Very low.
Damn.
What the fuck is going on with StreamYard?
What? What? You seem to have a strong reaction to the question.
Damn.
Question, did you get something? No, I want to know if politically what?
Now I want to hear this shit too.
Fucking sucks, man.
Yeah.
That right there really, really sucks, man. Sorry, guys. Can't bring you that segment because for some reason StreamYard is acting like a fucking whore.
Political. Are you asking me that in what manner? How are you asking me politically? What? Was it what?
Well, you seem to have a strong reaction.
You hear that at all?
I can hear that, man.
The reaction to the way I asked the question, or did you get something?
No, I want to know politically what? Where? I mean, in what way?
Well, a lot
Can the
of
room
times,
hear it?
We're talking about big money once you get to the
Yeah,
top.
okay, yeah. Well, what way politically are you asking me?
Well, I have that question that you might be thinking about, but I want to know specifically about politically. Did you get people telling you this is the way you have to act? This is the guy's butt that you have to kiss. This is the guy that you have to make sure you don't say the wrong thing to.
Oh, that shit goes on now, you know. But what I'm saying is that it was really prevalent then, because you know after they had given them a free reign to do what they wanted to, man, down there, shit went all just started going to hell.
So the Ring of Honor CZW feud is in.
Wait. Thank you guys for being such losers. You guys are tuned into hour 3 of me talking to a camera. Now, Brett said the first hour was kind of slow. The second hour kind of picked up a bit. I was giving the same amount of effort during both hours. I'm sorry the first hour was kind of slow. I'm just working on the material. This man feeds me. If my answers suck, it's because the questions suck.
Damn.
Why the fuck would a zombie not freeze? You're just picking up in the first hour.
We're getting into Paul London.
Well, you called me on the first hour being so drag ass. Like, fuck, man, I got the ante out.
You really throw me under the bus.
He not only threw you under the bus, he buried you.
To talk to a man as dangerous and violent and sensitive as me. Yes, I can. The violence is how I deal with my sensitivity. But you can't say, well, that first hour really drug off there, Dylan. I was thinking about shutting the camera off, but the second hour you kind of picked it up. So now, like, oh Christ, the pressure's on me. I gotta fucking keep blabbering, or he's gonna call me out on being boring again. It's like I'm on trial and he's my judge. A better analogy. He is St. Peter. St. Peter. I'm trying to get into heaven. He's reviewing the body of work in my life and deciding whether or not he needs his approval that I may pass him into those pearly gates of heaven. St. Peter.
All right, let's.
On to wrestling stuff.
He's burning his head.
I for sure got pee. So can I just go pee, or we gotta stop? Or guys, here, hold it. Sure.
When you absolutely have to go, say I absolutely have to go.
All right. We gotta wait on who's the guy? Joe. We gotta wait on Joe to come back.
Well, I don't know how to use this camera, so I don't want to hit.
Go hit nothing. Just let me go pee. They'll don't hit nothing. Everybody's paying for that. Don't hit nothing.
Go to this red button.
Let me go pee up in about 30 fucking seconds. 30 fucking seconds.
He getting up to pee. Holy shit.
We're at 20.
In the middle of an interview.
For nearly that long.
We have 30 minutes left.
I've done that
Everything
nearly that
else.
long.
I want to try to get everything in. You have 90 seconds.
Shut the fuck up, let him go pee.
He said you have 90 seconds to piss.
Man got pissed.
Holy shit.
We have half an hour left.
Okay.
I want to try to get
No,
everything
we're
in.
not doing the rapid fire name association, are we?
Well,
Please.
probably not much.
Okay.
But just do me a favor. You can expand it. The answer is like concise unless it's something you're very scared about.
So I was boring.
No.
Second hour picked up.
Oh,
The third hour I'm rambling. The third hour I'm rambling.
You're not rambling. I just want to fit everything in.
We don't.
Dude, do you feel like smacking the guy behind the camera in the back of the head?
Oh yeah.
Right.
We'll do it next time, baby. How many of these things we done did? Two up with you I done did. I think it's like 5. Doesn't matter. We'll do it for somebody else.
All right, here we go.
We'll do a shoot interview for fucking for high sponsors. Well, I'm just saying. Don't fucking limit my goddamn. I feel like my life's being judged. He's telling me St. Peter is telling me certain parts of my life are okay, certain parts pass, certain parts fail. These are no good.
All right, let's talk about your pal Ian Rock.
What are your thoughts on when Ric Flair left with the title?
What now?
When Ric Flair left the company with the title and went to Vince?
Well, see, the problem right now with that is this: who gave a shit? Who was in the NWA? Who was in the NWA at that time?
It's Ole Anderson.
What are you talking about?
This might have been 91, I think.
Good. Who was in the NWA at that time?
Worker wise?
Promoter wise. You have any idea what you're talking about?
Yeah, Dusty and all.
Kiss on Dusty. What promoters do you know that were in NWA in 1991 or 1990 or 1989? Who do you know was in the NWA at that time?
I turn around it.
This guy wants to fuck him up now.
Do you think there was a promoter out in Los Angeles? Do you think there was a promoter in San Francisco?
Right.
Huh?
No, it was one guy.
Quit being so damn dumb.
Go ahead.
Do you think there were any promoters in 1950, or do you think there's just one promoter?
No, there was a lot of different territories.
Good.
Right.
So, how many territories were there in 1989 or 1990?
There's only 2 probably major ones, but then there's the little minor ones.
There's no such thing as a minor one.
Well, you know what I mean.
No, you don't know what I mean.
The 2 national ones.
They used to have meetings every damn year out in Las Vegas, NWA meetings.
Right.
There hasn't been any meetings since 1984, I think.
Damn.
Why? Because there is no NWA anymore.
Right.
Well, right, then what the hell are you talking about? So Ric Flair was a champion of what?
Mm.
Nothing.
Right.
Nothing.
Wow.
Ended up moving back into booking.
When did that happen?
Well, you, I guess
Damn, when did that happen? He's like,
1990.
Yeah.
Well, that's because I was working for Turner.
Okay.
Ted Turner hired us in 1989.
Right.
That's when Arn hurt his neck. We were going to wrestle with the Snyder's.
Right.
He hurt his neck. And he had, guess who he had booking at that time? Here's a good question for you. Who was doing the booking at that time in 1990?
90. Well, it was the committee, wasn't it?
Yes.
There was like 5 guys on the panel. Sullivan, maybe one of them.
Yep. 3 guys.
The other 2 were
No, 3.
It was just so I got the
Cornette, Sullivan, and Ric Flair.
right.
They were doing the booking.
So you know who's gonna be pushed.
Jim Herd fired those guys. And who did he hire?
This is after the committee. You.
Yeah. What does that mean? Well, stop. Just ask yourself a question. Don't be so damn dumb sitting behind this camera.
Go ahead. What was the question?
Well, what does it mean? He fired Sullivan, he fired Flair, and he fired, who's the other kid? The manager?
Cornette.
Cornette.
Right.
He fired them. And he hired me. So what do you think he was thinking?
Obviously, you know more about wrestling than those guys.
I would say, obviously.
Right.
What a stupid bunch of shit.
Ready to step into the shoes. You go ahead. You know,
Oh, holy shit.
you can't feel your legs from your waist down. Maybe you wouldn't be able to get up and go to the gym either. So, you know what you're talking about. You keep your fucking mouth closed.
Well, you caught in the middle of the problems between Aaron and everyone else in ECW.
Who's Aaron?
I was guessing Squad was more like the ring crew in ECW. Or...
Apparently, I don't know what you're talking about with Aaron and the ring crew. So I was on ring crew for 2.5 years, and I don't even know who Aaron was. So I'm kind of confused by your question.
No.
No, I mean, I'm serious. I don't know what are you talking about? What problems? I was on ring crew for years. And I didn't have any problems. So, and I don't even know who Aaron is.
Initial thoughts on Taz.
No, go back.
Do these guys even do their homework?
I mean, is that what you're talking about?
Look, not for nothing, Jedi. You and I do more fucking research than they do.
Oh, of course.
Okay. All right. So now
Brian, too.
The question. Now I know what you're talking about. What was the question?
Were you caught in the middle of problems with Crash and everyone else?
No.
Well, basically, shook hands and went forward. I don't know in the past, and had a good time with those guys. It was actually like my honeymoon with my fourth wife was not on.
I mean, were you close to Eric Bischoff?
I wasn't close to Eric Bischoff. I would say, you know, when I first started teaching his son Garrett, I was close to Garrett. I didn't know Eric Bischoff was his father. Garrett was just one of my students. I'm close to all my students.
You brought it back?
No, I didn't bring it back.
Raymond,
That's we're sitting at 1733.
Oh, okay.
Well, Usher Reynolds was one of my karate students for 4 years. And he still call me Mr. Miller.
For real?
Yeah. You don't believe that, bitch?
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Well, he didn't fall downstairs. Who pushed somebody down the stairs?
John allegedly pushed Mike Pankos down the stairs.
Wow, yeah. Cool.
Does that seem like something John would do?
Yeah. Say the wrong things to him, yeah.
Well, Mike Burns was
Oh, this is new for me.
you didn't know. You were wrestling at every fucking
Oh,
you had no
man.
idea.
I told you I didn't get involved in that.
You just looked at the sheet or what?
Yeah. See you wrestling. Probably give me ideas. I mean, I was different.
Alright, well, so I guess I can't ask you if you liked it.
Go ahead.
Well, I mean, you don't know. You didn't even know he was booking it. So I'm gonna ask you if you liked it.
All right. Lower your voice.
Oh.
Do
I was trying to make sure we had audio problems earlier.
What are you talking about?
Whatever you said. Honestly,
Yeah, I feel like one of these guys is gonna get up and smack the fuck out of somebody.
Now,
Campatera.
Well, we're on the subject of controversial things. This is something that you know I was going to ask about when you were arrested for what happened at the McDonald's.
fuck you. I don't want to talk about that later, cocksucker. Talk about that bullshit. We have plenty to talk about. Fuck about, that bullshit about me. It was all set up and everything anyway. I spent 2 years of my life in that fucking stinky old prison. And, that was under McMahon's watch. I was wrestling for him when then all that shit went down. Fuck it, let's move on. Cocksucker.
Call him a cocksucker.
He just said to me before we met, don't be asking me anything about that fucking bullshit that, back in the 80s or whenever about McDonald's, okay? Let's just move on.
Another question for Shane. Don't you guys think you went over your head going after the Impact players? Especially after they said you make yourself in shape of your back injury.
Hey, he told him, hold up, I'm gonna fuck this guy up.
Anytime you're ready to go, we'll go. I'll whoop your ass all over the fucking hotel. No idea. Just because you have your little man storm shirt on and you think you're a funny man. Anytime
you talked to Drake yesterday?
Yeah, call me yesterday.
Kind of cool.
Actually, the day before, I think it was.
He's down in Florida, looks for WWE.
Yeah, I talked to him. He's doing good. Just ask him how his family is doing.
Man of Steel, what's up, Khalil?
I'm telling you, man. Jesus Christ.
Quickly splitting you up with Gold Dust.
Yeah, I think it's going back and repeat now.
Was that coming? Was that because they had the idea of you and
Yeah.
Here's what happened. I actually did an indie show.
Yeah, you can cut this. It's a repeat. It's just gonna keep looping.
Well,
Yeah.
I didn't hear that the first time. So.
Oh, you didn't hear that? All right. Yeah.
You can finish that off.
All right.
The fact that it. Yep.
And I
So
had never met Luna before this indie show for Alpha that I did. And Luna was on this indie show. And I came home and I said, you know what? This would be the greatest thing if we used Luna, because she's just this incredible. Are you kidding me? This entire time I've looked like crap.
No, you haven't.
Just remember.
I'm telling you, you haven't. You have not.
Okay, for the record, and he's not going to edit this. If he does, I'll kill him.
No, I'm not going to edit
For
it.
the record, I've looked like an old piece of curmudgeon crap. I just realized, holy crap, she looks like shit. And he plugged in the, this makes her look better light.
She's
Holy
gorgeous.
goodness.
She still got it.
Yeah, she does.
I'm sorry. Anyway, so
Yep. Small Vince, you had to clean your fucking bullshit up over there at the zoo. The funny farm or whatever the.
We had a great time.
You guys are supposed to do.
You can't text and talk.
I'm not texting him. He'll get my minutes. I have 11 minutes.
How political was WCW at this time?
That's when I started hearing it here.
All right.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
That shit, dude. What the fuck is up with these guys and not fucking doing their research or stepping out of pocket?
Yeah, I mean, you say the wrong thing to a testosterone fucking HGH filled motherfucker like that, bro. You're gonna smack the protein out your fucking mouth.
No shit, man.
Yeah.
You know, and you got to be very careful, and you got to really come to the table, man, with what the fuck you're saying. Do your research if you're gonna go across and interview anybody from sports, man, because the worst thing you can do is try to make it seem like you know what the fuck you're talking about, and you fuck their whole legacy up if they have one, or you know you misspeak or something. You know what I mean? You gotta make sure you do your research, man.
Yeah, I know, right? If I'm interviewing a certain wrestler, right, and I'm going to ask certain questions,
right?
I know I'm going to do my homework on that there through multiple sources. It's not going to be a quick Google search, and right. I know if I'm going to ask somebody a question, I know at least what I'm talking about. Maybe get their perspective on it,
right?
Because you get multiple sources, you may get a couple of different stories. You can ask them, well, in your opinion, what is the right? What really happened there? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
So,
right.
But like that's how you approach a question like that. You don't say, well, this happened, and what do you think about it? Or this happened, and what was your involvement? You'd say, what this happened, what did you think about that at that time, or what was going through your head?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, you approach somebody smartly where you sound intelligent, but you don't sound like a dumb,
Dude, at least
you're giving them an option to tell their side of the story. You know what I mean? Like,
at least have bullet points, and you better be on point with that shit,
Yeah.
Whenever I do a video where I'm going to go, if I'm going to do a rant video, let's say I'm going to do something on my fucking YouTube channel, or I'm going to do something on TikTok, and I'm going live on TikTok or something like that, and I'm going to talk to somebody, I got fucking sheets in front of me that I've studied, not what I'm going to say, but the points I'm going to make and the questions I'm going to ask.
Yep.
And there's some research done behind that. What the fuck were these guys doing?
I don't know, man. They were fucking being very antagonistic and stupid, and that's like poking a tiger and the cage is like half open.
And that chick was not lying, man. They had they had the lighting on her. She looked like shit. The second the other light went on, damn, she looked better.
Yeah, I don't know. Either way, light on or off, she looked good. That's it.
I'm just saying, it's true what she said.
Yeah.
She looked like a hot mess before that light went on compared to when that light was on.
Yeah, I'll do her.
Yeah.
Or not.
Yeah.
But she's hot, so
it's just man, like with the Kempetera, he got arrested at some McDonald's incident, did 2 years in prison. This motherfucker want to bring it up after he said before the show you know, don't bring that up. I don't want to talk about it. And he come. That's why he got mad. He said, "Fuck you, you
You
cocksucker."
know, someone pulled that shit with Tyson once.
Oh yeah, he goes, "Yeah, you come off like a nice guy, you know what I'm saying?"
Yeah.
Fucking
Tyson,
asshole.
oh man,
Bro,
how
Tyson
would you do that shit, man?
he's lucky Mike Tyson had like his handler next to him, I think it
I
was.
wanted to bite your ear off. God damn it.
Bro, his ear. Mike Tyson wanted to put his fist through his face. Mike Tyson would have punched his eyeballs out his socket, man. You know, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
That's dangerous, man. You fucking with the wrong people, asking the wrong questions and shit. You know, that's the worst thing that you can do. Like,
That's getting crazy, guys.
you know, when you sit them down and you befriend them and shit, and then all of a sudden it's like you just come up with these fucking fucked up questions. These questions that just, you know, that, and especially, you know, they're uncomfortable about, and you're just gonna come out of nowhere and ask these fucking dumb questions that are gonna irritate and annoy this fucking sleeping giant. And then when you actually get, he grabs you by your fucking throat. You know, there's nothing more you can do after that except for pray. Pray that it just hurts and he don't kill you. You know what I mean?
You just go for the ride now, cause you flying now, motherfucker.
Oh yeah. It's fucking dangerous, man. It's real dangerous, man. I'm
What does
telling
the chat think? Chat, what people in chat? What do you think? I mean, if that was you up there, would you have given them motherfuckers a smackdown or what? Because I know for a fact, if somebody came out of pocket to me like that in my face, now it's one thing. Like what we're doing right now, it's different. Yeah. You have the anonymity of being behind a computer, and there's a long distance between y'all. But when you're in somebody's face, that's a different story. Yeah. You're in my face. I may not be intimidating looking right now, but you best believe you get out of pocket with me, this old man is going to do something. And these guys don't take that into consideration with these former fucking wrestlers. What the hell is wrong with them?
Yeah, right. Keep thinking wrestling's fake.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers need to keep thinking that shit. Motherfucker pick you up and suplex you through a table.
Yeah, look how many freaking wrestlers now.
This make me want to drink, man. Goddamn.
What was that, Brian?
Look how many wrestlers now that are freaking injured, walking, you know, like freaking back injuries or neck injuries or, you know, like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You tell me it's fake. You tell me that long-term thing to do to the bodies, you know, that long-term harm to do to their bodies is fake.
Bro, like fucking they wind up getting smacked like that reporter by Dutch.
Oh yeah.
Like Schultz.
That ain't fake.
He smacked this shit. I go, Is that Phil fake, boy?
No, there's no Phil fake.
Smacked him twice, bro. I gotta replay that on the next episode. Hell yeah, we're gonna go back to that. We're gonna go back to that slap turd around the world.
And then you gotta finish it off with get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh man, bro. I'm telling
you. Who'd you fight lately? Who'd you fight? Get the fuck out of here.
Definitely. Yeah. Well, fellas, this has been, man, your episode number 17, man, for the week. You know, we've been a bit busy, but we promise we're probably going to try to catch up to you on Sunday, you know, 10 p.m. if we can. And we hope you've enjoyed, man. If you can find your way, you guys can donate to the channel. You're more than welcome to. Here's the link one more time. Just want to thank everybody that joined us tonight, man. You know what I mean? My man Andre, Wesley, of course, Khalil, Irving Morales. You know what I mean? Andy Moore. You know, Mark Adams.
Let me just say, when you, like you hear, you see that there's no super chat here or nothing like that. These donations, just so y'all understand, is to upgrade, you know, the equipment, so we don't run into the problem we just ran into now.
Exactly.
You know, this is that's a perfect example why, you know, Jedi's doing what he's doing. And I appreciate everything he does. That's why I donated. That's why Brian donated and stuff, because we enjoy this, you know, and we want to be a part of it. But you can only do so much with what you got.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, so we're just trying to upgrade this stuff so we can have better shows.
Definitely, man. I want to say thank you as well to Jeff for stopping by, Bruce Goals, Mark Adams. You know, let's see who else, man. We had a whole bunch of us. Of course, Andre Rodriguez. You know, thank you very much, man. Thank you for stopping by and choosing us for your wrestling news and entertainment. And of course, man, Brian, you have anything to say before we sign off?
Usual Jedi. Just thanks for having me on, and everyone in the chat. Thanks for tuning in, and Electro Jed. Always pleasure chopping up with you, and you too, Jedi.
Oh,
right
always,
now.
brother.
It's always a pleasure with you, Brian. It's always.
I love tonight's subject, especially the selling the WWE. I think Vince McMahon is too maniacal to sell it. I think he's too self-serving.
Oh yeah.
You know, but does he really?
I still think you should let the fucking left and the right just go at it and let God sort them out.
Right. Vince McMahon probably have a proclamation. He probably owns the shit after he dies or whatever. Nobody. He probably has written instructions for the next 10 years or what to do or whatever. After he freaking dies, he's that maniacal. I don't know. It's been fun. I enjoyed chatting with you guys, and thanks for having me on, Jedi.
Always, bro. You're a horseman. Definitely.
Here, and I'm gonna put this up here.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Anything you want to say is Electro Jed before we sign off?
Well, my usual is, guys, when you get the chance, if you can, please help somebody that's less fortunate than you. Not only will it help you out in your soul and deep within yourself, but it'll help that less fortunate person. And it's just the right thing to do. Be kind to your fellow man when possible. Be careful, but be kind when possible, please. And from my side, you're gonna see some changes because I don't know, Jay, if the roommate's moving out, she's leaving tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have a little more room here, so there might be some changes in the background. It's gonna look pretty good. I got some stuff because I'm gonna show off all the work that I got planned.
He's gonna put the big titties on the wall.
Dude, I might just hang them up behind me. Man. You never know.
Yeah. 24/7 suction, eh?
Yeah. Holy shit. What's up, Tommy? What's going on, brother? All right, man. So for Electro Jed, OG Boogie, who couldn't be here this week, and of course, my man Brian Hawkin, we are the four horsemen on the panel for your elbows of the 80s. Ooh, yeah. Thanks for chatting. Yeah. No doubt, guys. God bless. Stay vigilant. Peace. And wash your ass. Dig it.